Here's Johnny. Who's about to learn today, motherfuckers? Besides choosing not to obey and living in this 3D world and staying down here, because that's what it is. It's staying in this illusion of the ego, the shit that we make up in our own minds, and the stories we tell ourselves, and what we try to tell others, or make them believe, or have them doubt themselves. I can see through the illusions now, but you're able to see it too. But you choose. You choose not to. You choose to ignore it, because it's true. Because you can be addicted or get addicted to a certain type of behavior or drama. So, yeah, man. I'm just tripping the fuck out. Really am. Because the thing is that you start lying to yourself. You start making these stories of what to accept in this linear world. When you understand and know, when you start to create your own thoughts, you're basing it upon what you know, not based upon on the present moment, the here, the now. Is this? What story are you telling yourself? What story are you telling yourself? What are you programmed with? What beliefs? What are your core morals? What are you following? Are you trying to please someone? Are you trying to leave? This is one thing that I've been figuring out. What are you waiting for? The time is now. The time that, and I just thinking about that motherfucker. We are our own worst enemy in the sense of the story you're telling yourself, is what I'm saying. Because we create our reality. We really do. That's why these people, these narcissists, try to project onto you, because you figured it out, or figuring it out. And I'm even noticing is that you're figuring it out before them. So that's what they don't like. Because we are conscious creators. It's just, what story are you telling yourself? What reality are you creating for yourself? Because I know what I've been knowing this, but the thing is that when you come out of narcissistic abuse, you come out a certain type of way, because they just fucking mind fuck you, pretty much. And what I mean by not mind fuck you like, oh my god, I'm smarter than you, because that's the thing, they're not smarter than you. They're not smarter than you. If anything, they're I'm not supposed to be saying this, but they're below you. Why? Because they choose to act like that, and that's the thing, and that's where it's lower level energy is what I'm trying to say. You're dealing with you're dealing with lower energy people. And what I mean by mind fucking you is that they sell you, and this is what I'm saying. Dr. Sam Vaknin says this. They sell you on a certain type of reality. They sell you on their grandiose fantasy. And that's what it is.
And the worst snake of all is malevolence. And I think that's technically correct, because one of the things that you view, for example, when you're looking at post-traumatic stress disorder, is that it's almost always the case that someone who suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, which you might think of as a real life reincarnation of the fall, is that people encounter something malevolent and it breaks them, because it's the worst thing to understand. It's like suffering is one thing, man, that's bad enough. Vulnerability and suffering, that's bad enough. But to encounter someone who wishes that upon you and will work to bring it about, that's a whole different category of horrible. Especially when it also reflects something back to you about yourself. Because if someone else can do that to you, and they're human, that means that you partake of the same essence. Strangely enough, that's actually the cure to some degree to post-traumatic stress disorder. Is that, like, if you've been victimized, you're naive and you've been victimized, the way out of that is to no longer be naive and to no longer be victimized.
So they start to build your reality, since you don't know how to build yourself. Since you know how to work, since you know how to value your own self, they're going to take advantage of you. That's the thing. So that's that type of thing. Because you're going to awaken, like I'm saying, as I'm awakening. It's just taking me a little bit longer than usual, but it's literally me. It's the old self dying, brother. It's the old self dying. I just want to go. So you there you go. You start to see these illusions. You start to see these illusions as real. So remember, once you fixate your mind on something, or whatever it is, that's what it starts. Your mind seeks it. It looks for it to create that reality because you're putting it into play. You're putting it into a role. So you're thinking people are out to get me, people are out to attack me, or looking for flaws in me. Well, guess what? You're going to start acting a certain type of way and behaving a certain type of way. You're not going to be your authentic self, is what I'm saying. And what I mean by speaking your authentic self is being you as one, because we are all in this together. There is a field of consciousness. And one thing that just blew my fucking mind yesterday is just understanding that we are actors here on earth to learn. We're here being taught. Taught by whom? Other people you meet. The people you meet in your life. People you're coming across. And sometimes, don't you trip out on like, why do I keep on seeing this person over and over? Or why do I keep on being in these relationships? It's for a reason. It's because you have something to learn. There's something there that you're not picking up on. And I said this before. And one thing is, look at that. You can tell people something. Or like they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. And the better term of saying is, instead of giving the fish to the person, teach them how to fish. Some shit. Johnny, stop hurting. So yeah, man, it's just a fucking trip. So, yeah. What story are you telling yourself? Because your mind doesn't know the difference of what you're placing there. Remember, it's like they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which is very, very true. Meaning, it's the way you see it, the way you're perceiving things. And that's why we do need our shadow. Because even though you're not going to feed into the bullshit, even though you're not going to give into it, people take your kindness for weakness. So like Jordan Peterson said, integration of the shadow. Keep your sword sheath, but know when to use it. And like that, people can tread around you a little more carefully. Because you are a force to be reckoned with. But you just decide not to do it. Or decide to make up better decisions. Unless necessary. So, just want to make a quick little video on that. So much love. And let's get this motherfucking shit going.
In that aggressive manner, it also means that you can incorporate some of that into your speech and into your actions so that you're a lot more immovable, right? And a lot more of a force to contend with. It can give you some respect for yourself when you realize that you're a force of destruction as well as creation. And then you're also more likely to treat yourself with a bit more intelligent caution. And so you tread a bit more lightly around yourself. And maybe you encourage people to tread a bit more lightly around you as well, which isn't such a bad thing. And all the people that I really admire, that I know, have a clearly dangerous side, and you don't want to have that activated any more than necessary. But it's also what makes them respectable and strong, especially if they have that under control. So, well, that's a bit of a dialogue about shadow integration. It's a very challenging undertaking, to pull in that dark side of your character.